What's going on, guys? ShadowNinja here, and I got a confession. Sidearms are becoming one of my favorite weapons in Destiny 2, and my buddy Dennis probably loves hearing that because he's been a sidearm lover forever now. What's going on, guys? ShadowNinja here, and today, you probably clicked on it, we're talking about Breachlight. This is going to be a must-have weapon to farm, and one of the few times I'm gonna say you kind of can't really get a bad combination. You could definitely focus in on the different combinations for specific builds you may want, like hatchling, spawning a threadling may be great for your, warlock stuff, but besides that, it's insane how incredible the perk selection here is. But before we jump into all that stuff, talking about perks, god rolls, and things like that, if you guys enjoy the content and want more from me, please consider hitting that subscribe button and bell to be notified for when I do drop more content. So let's talk about Breachlight. This weapon has returned. It was once a kinetic sidearm, now it's a strand sidearm. Yeah, what can I say? This came back with vengeance, and it is certainly, if not one of the best sidearm to use right now, or at least farm right now. Obviously that's subjective. There are some pretty fun sidearms out there, whether they're exotic or legendary, but yeah, the Breachlight, guys, the Breachlight, you're gonna want to get it. This is a heavy burst, so it's a 2-round burst, hard-hitting archetype, and it's strand, so that is great for both prismatic when it comes to darkness energy for transcendence, or if you guys are still rocking your strand subclass, whether you're Titan or Warlock main, even some of you hunters can get some fun out of a strand build in PvE. This is a great weapon to pair with that. This isn't craftable, so you will be at the whims of RNG Jesus. Enigma Protocol was something that was giving me a lot of these, or at least potentially some double perks, depending on how that activity goes in your score. And I do think potentially what you do triggers double perks. Still not exactly sure what's going on there, but it is a possibility in Enigma Protocol that may give you more flexibility and, I guess you say, compression in your rolls. But with that being said, I think I've done enough yapping on that. Let's talk about all the perks and then go into the God Roll. So here on screen are all the perks you can get with Breachlight, and we'll be labeling it so you guys can follow. So all the way to the right with Origin Trait. Also, we'll be reading this from right to left. Really important to mention that. Some people may freak out if I don't mention that. All the way to the right, we have the Origin Trait. Cast No Shadows. This is a brand new Origin Trait. Dealing melee damage increases this weapon's handling and loads a small amount of ammo from reserves. On Light GG, it says dealing melee damage refills 20% of the magazine and grants ? Handling for ? Seconds. Not really important, the handling part in this case, but the 20% of the magazine is pretty solid, especially when you're looking at the mag size for the God Roll you ideally want. Now, next to that, in column 4, we have Desperate Measures, Adrenaline Junkie, Swashbuckler, Vorpal Weapon, Hatchling, and Collective Action. You guys kind of see why there's no bad choice there. Next to that, we have in column 3 Demolitionist, Pugilist, Perpetual Emotion, Threat Detector, Compulsive Reloader, and Slice. For magazines, we have the usual Acroys rounds, Appended Mag, Tactile Mag, Extended Mag, Steady Rounds, Alloy Magazine, and Flared Magwell. And when it comes to barrels, guys, my personal preference is always going to be Arrowhead Break for that archetype like this, but any other stat boosting barrel you want, I'm going for a little bit more of that recoil control and a little bit of handling. Pick your poison, whatever you want, and like I said, this is a hard-hitting heavy burst. So the God Roll, well, I'm gonna say that there is a ton of options. Like, guys, it's the only one that I really wouldn't want is Compulsive Reloader in the third column. Slice, Threat Detector, Perpetual Motion, Pugilist, Demolitionist, they're all incredible, and they're all options I'm looking at like, yo, I might want you to. Compulsive Reload is the only one, third column, and then the fourth column, guys, it's all great. So as you guys can imagine, this is the first time ever in the fourth column. Whatever you get is perfectly fine. If you get Hatchling, do keep in mind you should definitely be a Strand Warlock, but if you're not, that's fine. Hatchling's great. Desperate Measures is my personal pick. That's probably why you see it first, and all the other perks off to the side of it. Demolitionist is also going to be my first go-to here. In this case, you could also easily run Pugilist and Threat Detector, Slice, Perpetual Motion. Those options are perfectly fine there. Magazine, definitely going to lean a little bit more on the Tactile Mag, and like I said earlier, Arrowhead Break is my barrel of choice. But yeah, it is insane that this weapon has so many great options and combinations to roll, which will probably arguably make this a nightmare to farm, but it is what it is. We played Destiny 2, we love it, and it's part of the course. Am I wrong? So with that being said, that's pretty much all I gotta say on the Breachlight. Get this weapon, you're gonna love it, and if you don't love sidearms, you're gonna love sidearms after using this bad boy. But in general, if you guys enjoyed the content, found this video informative, be sure to drop this video a like, helps out the video a ton. For more content from me, like I said earlier, please consider hitting that subscribe button and bell to be notified for when I do drop more content. But as usual, if you guys have any comments down below, if you guys have any thoughts you want to write and share, write a comment down below. We can have a conversation about it. But altogether, yeah, I'm going to go back to using my Breachlight. It is really fun, and I love it a lot. So with that being said, hope you guys have a good one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.